Okay, this is going to be a random video. I still am planning on creating two other videos, including the one regarding dating apps and tips on how to love yourself. The Love Yourself series will have multiple videos, of course, but this video is I'm just going to discuss the fact that I do not miss going out super frequently. I'll emphasize super frequently because I would go out pretty often. And I realized most of the times, like when I went out, it consisted mainly of hiking, getting food, and catching up with people. But like how there are more restrictions, and because of the bad air quality, like hiking wasn't a good idea. But I think what I'm trying to say is that I have not gotten cabin fever at all during this pandemic. And I realize I am a die-hard introvert because I have engaged in my hobbies more. And I realize I like, like coloring, doing puzzles, painting, journaling, learning something new. And if it wasn't for shelter in place, I wouldn't have cleaned so thoroughly to the point where I found like my coloring book. It was always there, but I wouldn't have thought like to actually like color in it with all the supplies that I hoarded when I was younger, which I'm glad I did because like now I'm like, okay, I won't run out of material, so I don't have to like go out and go to the store or something to get more. But I am very grateful that I am in this current mindset because I feel like part of the reason why I went out super frequently was to impress other people or like to make my life super interesting when it doesn't really matter and I should just live in the moment and just have fun for what it is. Yeah, of course, take pictures when you want, but I don't have to make my life seem super interesting. I just have to enjoy my life, and I am enjoying my life right now. Another benefit of shelter in place is that I care less about my appearance. My appearance hasn't really changed that much, but how I feel is different. Like, I don't check the scale as frequently anymore. Because the gym closed, and also because I canceled my gym membership, I haven't been exercising all that frequently, but I'm just being very gentle with myself, and I'll get back on to it ASAP because I need to, and it's healthy. Like, I exercise for myself and not to impress other people. Now, I feel like before I went to like too many fitness classes at the same time, like in the same week. Like, I went there super frequently. One, because I had time, but two, it was also like a stress reliever, but three, it was also to look good and like to impress other people. And like, no matter what, you still get the benefits whether you're trying to impress people or not. But it's just better to just do it for yourself and to be healthy. Another benefit of the shelter in place is that I don't have FOMO anymore. FOMO meaning fear of missing out. Like, before, I would see people go out and then I would be slightly jealous, or I'm like, oh, my life is so boring compared to theirs. But then when I think about it now, I don't know what like, the thing is, like, people have different ideas of fun, and I realize my idea of fun is just staying at home and reading and just doing stuff at home and, like, just enjoying my own company. Of course, like, I still like hanging out with friends and whatnot, but I don't feel the need to go out, like, every single day. And I think the main reason why a lot of us go out super frequently is because everyone else is doing it. I don't know. But the thing is, like, sometimes I just felt obligated to go to certain events because of, I don't know, like, I just felt obligated. But like now, like, I think since that obligation is gone and because we can't really go to events and whatnot, I think this feeling's gonna stay with me. Like, I will go to events that I really have a true interest in going versus like just going just because it's there. I guess what I'm saying is that I'm not bored. Like, even though there were more things to do before shelter in place, I think I mainly ate out a lot. I mainly hung out a lot. Like, more, like super frequently, was because I had nothing to do by myself, if that makes sense. Like I didn't really have much hobbies. And now since I have more hobbies and since I'm actually engaging in them more thoroughly, I feel like staying at home more. I mean, I still would love to hang out with friends and play DDR because DDR is something I don't have at home, but being at home is great. And yeah, I don't miss going out super frequently. I mean, the thing is, I'll still travel to specific places when this pandemic is over, but I realized I am an introvert and there's nothing wrong with that. And it's great, being at home. So yeah, I'm really happy I'm in this mental state. I mean, there's also nothing wrong with wanting to go out too. It's normal to miss hanging out, to miss going to places freely because there's introverts and there's extroverts, and there's nothing wrong with either one. It just depends where we get our energy from. So I know a lot of people get their energy from hanging out, being around others, being outside. And there are people who are like me who recharge from being indoors. So yeah, so I'm just grateful that that I have introverted tendencies and that staying at home is not a big deal for me. And it would definitely be nice to go out or to be able to go out freely again. But I am grateful that this pandemic or the shelter in place has allowed me to realize like what I really want to do with my life and to be more empathetic too, because even though I love being at home, I also understand, or I'm also empathetic with those who would prefer to go out. So I really do hope that shelter in place, I mean, it kind of is lifted, but I really hope this pandemic blows over and that we have the options to stay at home or to go outside whenever we feel like it.